Welcome to our channel. Today we embark on a mesmerizing journey through the heart of Igbo land with a tale of love, betrayal, and redemption. Join us as we unravel the dramatic and scandalous saga of Forbidden Hearts, an Igbo love saga, a tale of two lovebirds, Adaeze and Chidi. If you're new to this channel, please kindly like and subscribe to support our channel. And if you're already a subscribed member, thank you for being part of this family. Now, sit back and relax as we take you on this enchanting journey. In the vibrant village of Umudike, nestled amidst lush green hills and ancient baobab trees, lived a young woman named Adaeze. She was renowned for her beauty and grace, her laughter echoing through the marketplace as she helped her mother sell handcrafted jewelry. Adaeze's charm was complemented by her intelligence and kindness, making her beloved by all who knew her. The village of Umudike thrived on communal harmony, with villagers often gathering around the central square to share stories and traditions. One fateful day, Chidi, the son of a wealthy merchant from a neighboring village, arrived in Umudike. His tall, commanding presence and kind eyes quickly captured Adaeze's heart. Chidi had come to Umudike on his father's behalf to discuss trade deals. But little did he know that he would find something far more precious. Despite the whispers of caution, Adaeze and Chidi's paths crossed, leading to stolen glances and secret meetings under the moonlight skies. Their conversations were filled with dreams and aspirations as they found solace in each other's company. As their love blossomed, so did the rumors. The elders of Umudike, staunch guardians of tradition, warned Adaeze's family of the potential disgrace. Chidi's family too opposed the union, fearing it would tarnish their reputation. Yet, the bond between Adaeze and Chidi grew stronger, defying the constraints of tradition. They met in hidden corners of the village, exchanging letters and tokens of their love. Their secret courtship became the heartbeat of their existence as they dreamed of a future where love triumphed over tradition. The villagers were opposed to the union of Adaeze and Chidi, primarily due to the deeply ingrained cultural beliefs and traditions that governed their society. In Igbo culture, one of the significant social constructs is the Osu caste system. The Osus are considered outcasts, and any association with them is heavily stigmatized. Marrying an Osu is seen as bringing disgrace to one's family and community. In Igbo land, the Osu caste system has a historical context rooted in ancient religious practices. Osu individuals were dedicated to deities and lived separate from the Nwadialas, also known as the freeborns. They were considered untouchable, and this status was passed down through generations. The system created a rigid social hierarchy where Osus faced discrimination and segregation. In many Igbo communities, it was strictly forbidden for a Nwadiala to marry an Osu. Such unions were believed to bring misfortune and societal rejection. Amidst the turmoil, Adaeze's best friend, Nnenna, who harbored her own secret love for Chidi, felt betrayed. Nnenna and Adaeze had grown up together, sharing secrets and dreams. But the revelation of Adaeze's love for Chidi shattered Nnenna's heart. And so, in a moment of weakness, Nnenna revealed the secret to the village elders, igniting a storm of anger and disappointment. Nnenna's betrayal was driven by jealousy and heartbreak, but she soon realized the gravity of her actions as she saw the pain it caused Adaeze. Faced with intense pressure, Adaeze and Chidi were forced to make a heart-wrenching decision. To protect their families from disgrace, they chose to part ways, believing it was the only way to restore peace. The village watched as their love story seemingly came to an end. Adaeze and Chidi's farewell was filled with tears and unspoken promises as they parted ways with heavy hearts. Adaeze withdrew into herself, finding solace in her work and her family, while Chidi focused on his trade, trying to forget the love he had lost. Years passed and the village of Umudike changed with time. Adaeze, now a wise woman respected by all, found solace in helping others. She became a beacon of strength for the village, guiding the younger generation and fostering a spirit of unity. Chidi returned a successful trader with a heart still yearning for Adaeze. His travels had taken him far and wide, but no place felt like home without Adaeze. Despite their separation, the memory of their love had never faded. In a twist of fate, a major trade crisis struck Umudike, threatening the village's prosperity. Chidi, with his vast experience and resources, returned to assist. The elders, seeing the unwavering love and the maturity of both, granted their blessings. The villagers, too, recognized the strength of their bond and so supported their union. Adaeze's friend, Nnenna, also came and apologized to her for all that she did to her in the past. Adaeze forgave Nnenna and also let her know that she forgave her a long time ago. The villagers cheered on as the two best friends made up and became happy once again. In a heartfelt reunion, Adaeze and Chidi finally came together, their love stronger than ever before. The village celebrated their union with a grand festival where traditional dances and songs filled the air. And Adaeze and Chidi's love story became a symbol of hope and resilience. And so the tale of Adaeze and Chidi reminds us that true love, despite the trials and tribulations, can overcome even the strongest barriers. Their story is a testament to the enduring power of love and the importance of following one's heart. Join us next time for another captivating story from the heart of Africa. What lessons did you learn from this story? Do you have friends like Nnenna in your circle? Do you think Nnenna did the right thing? If you were Adaeze, would you forgive Nnenna? Let us hear your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, bye.